It's a tarp.
Oh, it's
and
a
we're
tarp.
not even sure where it came from. It's massive. 32 buildings were hit by that tornado, but you can see that this little town has already come together. And I want to show you this car that the victim was driving here. I mean, they're heartbroken. They told me they brought the dog there to try to do the right thing. I am here with District Attorney Steve Kunzweiler, who is the winner for tonight. Steve, how are you feeling? It is bad over here. Just take a look. Losing control of the car. Her car landed on its side. Make sure that you bring your bling or your green, or both. We haven't been able to locate where these bricks came from, but they're scattered along Park Street here. This is where the vandals either bent the branches down or just took them out completely. There were no tears when the judge told him that he'd likely never get out of prison. And taking US 75, now that'll take a lot of extra time. This whole area was packed with people when the shots were fired. So make sure they're laid flat out like this with the flap open. Remove any strings if you have them. He said today was like stubbing your toe. It hurts and it stings a little bit, but he's going to keep moving.
There's not an appliance left.
As soon as the sun came up in Cookson, neighbors were out.
It's a miracle those trees didn't fall on the house. They fell all the way around the house, but not on the house.
It was Stephanie Holcomb's first tornado.
There was rocks flying around about this big and just breaking up the windows, and it blew the pillow out of my hands.
She thought it might be her last.
We didn't realize how bad it was. And we were like, man, we're lucky to be alive.
Holcomb's house fared well compared to some of her neighbors.
I had no idea where my house was.
This is where Colleen Cookson's home used to sit. This is where the tornado dropped her house.
Look where my house was. There's nothing but dirt there.
Cookson was at work when the tornado ripped through her home. Her neighbor called to break the news.
When she said it was gone, I didn't know she meant the entire house was gone.
It's now sitting about 100 yards away.
Tossed it into a big, huge tree.
Cookson walked through what she used to call her home, unsure what to even look for.
I just don't know.
Light fixtures hanging from 2x4s, a couch wedged into a wall. Her house, no longer a home.
I see pieces of it up and down everywhere.
A tornado on November 30th.
Merry Christmas.
Cookson may not have much of a Christmas this year, but what's left of her house is a gift in itself.
At least I can salvage some clothes and stuff, because this morning I thought all I had was what I had on me.
Reporting in Cookson, Amy Jenson, Tulsa's Channel 8. That's right, Neely. This town really is beaming with pride, and those 4 teenagers are Sapulpa's own superheroes. Tonight, they're going to get that well-deserved title. Walk through downtown Sapulpa, and it's a pleasant stroll back to another time. A less hurried time, when stores closed on Sundays and Mondays, and music played from atop historic buildings. Sapulpa embraces its small-town traditions and the values that come with them, like watching out for your neighbors.
It makes me feel a little bit safer now.
Not a problem here in Sapulpa.
We're obviously a very tight-knit community.
So word got around fast when these 4 teens rescued a beloved woman from her burning home earlier this month.
I think it speaks volumes for our community and also of our school system, which all 4 of these boys are part of Sapulpa Public Schools, and their parents.
The story has gone viral. Suzanne Shirey with the Chamber of Commerce says this is a proud moment for Sapulpa.
I don't know if they even realize the impact on the lives that they, not only Mrs. Ritchie, but also for her children, and, just how grateful everyone is.
Even for folks who don't know the kids.
I think we should be very proud to have young people like that put themselves at risk to do something like that.
That's really nice to know that our future's growing up.
Oklahoma's own superheroes, right here in Sapulpa. Now, the governor and other city leaders are meeting with those boys right now as we speak to honor them for their heroism. We'll have that story tonight at 10. Reporting live in Sapulpa, Amy Jenson, Tulsa's Channel 8. Well, these animals that were here today spent several months in crates like these, but today families got to come to the Humane Society of Tulsa and reunite with these dogs, and it was such a happy occasion, and I know that both the dog and the owner were both happy to be going home together. Hi, buddy! Joyful reunions. As 36 dogs are returned to their owners in the coming days.
She loves everyone.
But before the happy endings came worry.
We were completely shocked when we saw what had happened and the environment they were in. We had no idea that he would have been in that environment.
These dogs, just a few of the more than 100 animals seized at a Skiatook home. Danielle McGavick sent her dog Scout to Marjorie Satterfield in December. Satterfield was supposed to train Scout as a service dog for McGavick's 8-year-old son. But McGavick and so many others were misled.
We had done a lot of research on her and saw great reviews and great testimonials.
But the situation was not what anyone expected. The sheriff's office says kennels were everywhere, the home was dirty, and animals were stacked on top of each other.
I'm so sorry.
Stephanie Murphy also turned to Satterfield for training.
She told us she would come to our house for training since my husband's a quadriplegic and nonverbal, and getting out is just too hard for us.
Murphy says Satterfield came twice before telling her she wasn't suited for a dog.
She told us no, we couldn't have her just as a pet, that she belonged to her for training.
9 months later, Murphy's finally reunited with her dog. It's a very happy ending, and the sheriff's office was here today taking statements from all of the dog owners. If you sent your dog to this trainer, be sure to contact the Humane Society of Tulsa. Reporting live, Amy Jenson, Tulsa's Channel 8. Kim, the last time Caleb McCoy got a paycheck was December 28th. He said not knowing where your rent check will come from has taken a toll on him, and he's thankful for the new job he's picked up on the side. Caleb McCoy graduated last May with a degree in biology. But currently, he isn't working in his typical field. He's an Uber driver.
I'd heard of Uber. I'd kind of looked at it from time to time as a potential job opportunity I could use to make, some side money.
Keyword, side money. Right now, though, it's his only income and saving grace.
When life knocks you down, you just get up and go to work and find something to do and try to get around it.
He works for the United States Geological Survey as a hydrologic technician, which means he works with our streams and rivers. But he hasn't been working since December 22nd because of the government shutdown.
Basically just got a call saying that the USGS Tulsa office was closed until further notice.
It's the longest government shutdown in U.S. history. Over the weekend, President Donald Trump offered protections for Dreamer immigrants in exchange for nearly $6 billion to build his border wall.
And I think he's trying to bring the Democrats to the table to try to work out some kind of deal.
McCoy says he supports what the president is trying to do.
That was one of his campaign promises.
But he isn't sure how much longer he can survive without a paycheck.
It shouldn't be so like one side and the other just arguing back and forth and just the Stonewall politics where nothing's getting done and the federal worker in the middle is just the pawn.
A huge disadvantage he and thousands of others hope will end soon.